Welcome to the Nonnas of Stonecreek, episode 12. This is our 1-year anniversary. Can you believe it? And today is June 12th, 2026. We have a Greek Nonna today, a Yaya, Bonnie Cullen. Tikanis, Bonnie, welcome.
Thank you. Kala.
So we always begin our show with a toast. So salute, chin chin.
Thank you.
Growing up in Brooklyn and the Bronx, our lives revolved around Sunday dinners with our families and our church.
Take it away, Bonnie. Tell the viewers what you're making for us.
Okay, well today we're going to make Greek moussaka, and we're also going to make Spanakopita, two of one of my favorite dishes that I enjoy when I travel in Greece, and that my mother-in-law taught me how to make. So we're going to start right now with the moussaka, and the first thing we do is we put a little pat of butter into the pan. We put some onions and some garlic. And we just get that nice and down. We're going to lower that temperature just a little bit. And we're going to get that nice and sauteed. And it's interesting that Maggie and I both were married to Greek men. I met my husband on a Greek cruise line called Sunline. They operated in the 80s. And he was a chief navigator, staff captain. And I was a magician. And we met and fell in love, and I told him as much as I loved Greece, I had to live in the United States. So he left his country to live with me, and I learned how to cook more Greek food for him. What about you, Maggie?
And Bonnie had a beautiful daughter with him, Katie.
I did.
Yeah. I was married to George Socrates Konomos, my childhood sweetheart. Started dating him at 14, married him at 20. We were too young to get married. But back then, you didn't know any better. But unfortunately, after 7 years, we got divorced. But he lives in Ocala, and he has a family, and he's happy, and I'm happy, so life goes on.
Well, my husband, unfortunately, we had a beautiful daughter, and when she was 5, he passed away suddenly of a heart attack. So she's very proud of her Greek heritage. She's 50% Greek and loves it, and returns back to Greece where she has family living in Heraklion. And so, yeah, she'll be very excited that she knows that I'm making Greek food and teaching people how to make one of her favorite dishes. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just chopping up the meat, getting it nice and brown. And then once we do that, this is such a simple dish to make.
Bonnie, tell the viewers, what do you think, what you're making, how many people will it feed?
This will feed about 6 to 8 people, depends on what portion size that you would like. But I'd say today, probably 8 in the size pan I'm using. And what's nice about making moussaka, you can make it in a round pot, you can make it in a clay dish, you can make it in a tin pan. I know when my sister and I go to Greece, we love having it in a clay pot. In fact, I'm going to be in Greece in another week or 2, and I'm going to see if I can find a clay pot for my moussaka to bring back.
No, I'm making the bechamel sauce, which is a white sauce consisting of butter, flour, you make a roux, and then you put hot milk in, and then after it thickens up, you add the Parmesan cheese, and Bonnie is going to be adding this to the top of her moussaka.
Exactly. This is probably the longest part of it, is trying to get the brown meat.
Now, Bonnie told me today that I didn't know that you need to use whole milk so it thickens up, not 2% or anything else. You need whole milk for this.
We're browning the meat.
Yeah.
And that takes the longest time, probably, a good 10 minutes to get it nice and brown.
Now, how much? You said 1.5 pounds?
Yeah, in this recipe today, that'll feed 8, I've got 1.5 pounds of ground beef and 2 cans of tomatoes. I like diced tomatoes. You're welcome to use fresh tomatoes if you have them in your garden. Peel them and then chop them. But for an easy way, you can just buy diced tomatoes. And I put in 2 cans and drain them well, so you don't have too much liquid in your. So we're just cooking this up, and it's getting nice and brown.
So a little bit about moussaka. It's eggplant and beef casserole with layers of eggplant, and she's added zucchini and potatoes. And it's a rich, fragrant meat sauce topped with a creamy bechamel sauce, which is what I'm making. It originated as a chilled or stewed medieval Arab dish, and it evolved during the Middle Ages during the Eastern Ottoman Empire. And then a French chef trained by a Greek perfected it, and it could be traced back to the 13th century.
Wow. And it's interesting. Most people think of moussaka as eggplant moussaka. That's how it originally was made. But over the years, people tried different ones. They tried potato moussaka. They tried zucchini moussaka. And my mother-in-law introduced me to 3 vegetables to put in it.
Yeah.
Moussaka consisting of eggplant, zucchini, and potato. And I think it gives it a nice variation instead of being all eggplant.
Now, was it ever made with lamb? I remember.
I think you, instead of I use ground beef.
Yeah.
You can make a mixture of beef and lamb ground, or you can just do lamb. I just happen to prefer the beef, although I love lamb. But yes, you're right. You can make it with either. We're almost ready.
So we always add a little bit of humor to our show, and I wanted to, and my jokes are always corny and silly, but what is the standard Greek medical prescription from anything from a broken leg to a mosquito bite?
Do I say Windex?
Put some feta.
Oh.
But she watched the Big Fat Greek Wedding because he put Windex on everything.
Right, exactly. I love that movie.
Oh, God. So what did the Greek grandmother call making sure her kids ate healthy? The Big Fat Greek Yogurt. So,
I love it.
There goes with your Greek.
Okay, we're almost ready with this. And now we're going to add some yummy stuff. And if you want, you can drain, which I'm going to do real quickly. I'm just going to drain some excess juices out of the meat. And then come back. And I'm going to go ahead and put a bay leaf in, some tomato.
Smells good.
And I'm going to put some fresh parsley from my garden, or Maggie's garden today.
Bonnie and Bill, that's her husband. You'll meet him later. He'll be one of our taste testers. They have their own herb garden out back. I was very impressed with it.
White wine. It's optional. For those people that don't want to have wine, that's fine. But and a little bit of salt and pepper. So we mix it all real well, and then we're going to let it simmer. And I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorite appetizers that I make every time I'm invited to somebody's house in Stonecreek. I make it, and I think you're going to love it when you realize how easy it is to make it. So I'm going to just put this away. I'm going to put the lid on this and just let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to take the temperature down. Okay. And now we're going to make some room, and we are going to make spanakopita. Now, spanakopita normally is made just with feta, but over the years I've tried different things, and I call this my American version. And I'm going to put on some little gloves here because it's so much easier to mix the ingredients if you have gloves instead of just a fork.
You told me yesterday you're the American Greek Nonna who modified it to include cream cheese and Parmesan cheese.
Right. So I have right here 8 ounces of cream cheese. I have feta, and I have Parmesan. Then I put in 1 egg. That just helps bind things. Drained spinach, 1 package. I like frozen spinach. It just works so well. You just cook it, defrost it, not cook it, just defrost it, and then you just squeeze all the water out of it. And now we're just going to mix all of this ingredients up quickly. And that's why it's easier if you just use your hands.
Bonnie lives here in Stone Creek. Her and Bill live in a neighborhood called Longleaf, which is, I'm in Longleaf 2. They're in Longleaf 1. There's 4 Longleafs now. And how long have you lived here now, Bonnie?
8 years. We just celebrated our 8th anniversary. We bought our house the day after our wedding.
And tell them your sister Jan, who will be one of our taste testers later, is a wonderful realtor here at Stone Creek. And Bonnie and Bill bought this house sight unseen over the internet.
Based on my sister giving us the advice and said, Bonnie, when she went to look at the house, she said, Bonnie, I'm in your home. I'm in your home. Because I asked her, would you go look at it? Because we were in Costa Rica at the time.
And a funny
So-
story, I had a sister moving into Stone Creek at the same time, and they looked at that house.
1 second, I'm just going to explain.
Okay,
You
go
buy
ahead.
a box of phyllo. For this recipe, we only need one, go ahead, 1 square. And you know what,
The scissor.
Maggie, I do need a pair of scissors. Not a scissors, a knife.
A knife? Okay.
So what I love to do is take the knife, and I'm going to divide this dough in 3 parts. So just eyeball it. You could measure it, but just eyeball it and just cut it. So 1, 2, 3. Now, if anybody's ever worked with phyllo, they know it can be very, very tough to utilize. So I take right away the other 2 pieces and I stick them in a plastic bag because you don't want any air hitting that phyllo. Now, most recipes will tell you to get a brush and butter, but this is magic for me. 1 can of butter spray. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to take out the strip, lay them down, and what I like to do is work with 5 at a time. So I'm going to take the first piece of phyllo, lay it down, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't have to worry, about being a perfectionist. Sometimes they can stick a little bit. And as soon as you have them down, you're going to spray them.
That butter spray is magical. I didn't even know
And as
about
soon
it.
as you have that down, you're going to put a topping on each one.
Bless you.
So you're going to put one on this one. And you work as quickly as you can because the phyllo is very delicate and it can dry quickly. One of the tricks when you buy it in the store is to make sure as soon as you get home, if you're not going to be using it, you put it straight into the freezer. Once you defrost it, you cannot refreeze it. Now, right now, while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to just take a towel and cover this. Okay? Now, all I'm going to do here is take a lump of my filling, put it right here. So good. In Trader Joe's, they sell these for $2 a piece, and I can tell you they're nothing like these.
And you said how much was the cost for each one?
It comes out to about 75 cents. Okay, so then you quickly roll it in a triangle. So you close it, close it, close it, close it, until you have a nice little triangle. And what I love to do is have a shoebox or something similar. And I lined it with a piece of parchment paper, like this. And then I put my first one in. When I'm finished, I can close this up and freeze it. They freeze phenomenally. You can keep them frozen for 4 or 5 months. And what I love to do is make a whole batch of them and then freeze them. And if I have company coming over, I can take 4, 6, 8, 10 out and put them in the oven at 400 for 10 minutes. And they're phenomenal. Now, I can cut off the little sides. And I'm just going to continue on. And I think we need to put the finished ones I made in the oven.
2 minutes. 2 minutes
Okay.
on the moussaka.
But we should put the Spanakopita,
Put them in?
yeah, in the oven. The ones
Okay,
that I
but
made
it's
yesterday.
not 400, it's
It's
350.
okay, it's fine.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, and again, you don't have to be perfect if it just, sometimes it winds up to be just a triangle on itself. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just lining the paper here. And now I'm gonna start the same process again.
Did you get a picture of this? Because it's starting to thicken up, and this is the white sauce that's going to go on that when she puts it together.
Just put it on lower temperature if it's getting too hot,
Yeah.
okay? So again, we're just going to spray the strips, cover them. And if, they stick, they just arrange. It doesn't matter if one's a little bit smaller or a little bit thicker. You can just...
Bonnie, how many times have you been to Greece?
Oh, I don't know how many times, because when we were married, we went every single year. I've taken my sister there. Bill and I have been there. My sister and I are going back there. Seeing family is wonderful. And always go in the summer or on the shoulder months. That's really the best time to go to Greece. May and September are my favorite. See, just nice little, stick it right in and do the next one.
This is very tedious because you don't want it to lump up.
Yeah, you can make bechamel sauce the day before. So if you were making moussaka, you can definitely make everything several days before. Keep it in the refrigerator. The bechamel will be good up to 3 days. And then the day of your party, all you do is stick it in the oven, which is so nice because then it looks like you have this amazing dinner and you've done no work. Okay, I think this is pretty much done.
Okay.
So we're going to take this off now. And you get the idea. You just continue to make. And then when I finish a layer, I put another piece of paper over it and start again. And when I finish, I close it all up. This is an Amazon box. Close it all up and stick it in the freezer. Then after they're frozen, sometimes I'll put them in a little bag, a little baggie. Okay, I think it's time to assemble the moussaka. So today I'm using a pan. I like rectangle pans, but again, you can use any pan you want.
This is the finished product. It's a beauty.
Okay. And the vegetables. Here they are. Now these vegetables, as I said, we're using today eggplant, zucchini, and potato. And they've been cut about 1/4 inch, salted. The eggplant was salted first to take out any bitterness that it would have, and then it's baked. I put them on 3 baking sheets in the oven, and then what I do is after 5 minutes I take out the eggplant, after 10 minutes I take out the zucchini, and after 15 minutes I take out the potatoes. So you can start with any way you want. I'd like to start with the potatoes at the bottom. So you just place the potatoes. Don't worry about it, just stick them in. If you can break one, if you want to have a little piece in the middle here, just feel free to. I use 3 potatoes here, which just seems to be about perfect. Then what we do is we take about 1/3 of the meat sauce, and what I'm going to do is add a little breadcrumbs to the meat sauce. And now I'm going to stick some of this meat sauce right down.
Bonnie,
Yep.
why did the Greek philosopher give society warmer feet?
I have no idea.
Because he was Socrates.
Oh. So again, we're just putting now the eggplant down. And again, I only do the eggplant till it's about 50% cooked because you don't want it mushy. And you want same thing, with the zucchini and the potato. You want it like 3/4 done. So I find the 5, 10, and 15 minute at 400 just seems to work perfect. This is a bigger pan than that one.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we stick another one in there. I think on my recipes too, it says if you finish and you have an extra room for an extra layer, don't be afraid to mix any of the vegetables together to make your last layer. Just push it off to the side. We're gonna go ahead and put the rest of the meat on the top. The trick is, at the very end, is to make sure you have at least a good inch so you can put that yummy bechamel sauce all over the top. So let's do that right now.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Let's pour it right on.
Okay. I have a lot of strength in that hand.
Yeah, it's a heavy pan. Wonderful. Right. Now, I've always tell people when I make this at home, a lot of times, and again, it depends upon your pan, but sometimes I make 1.5 recipes or 2 times and to put as much bechamel on the top as possible. So on a pan like this, I probably could even have used a little bit more, but it's really good, and it's not calorie free. But again, a lot of people, when they're making their moussaka, they decide that they're going to fry their vegetables, and it's very good. You take olive oil in a pan and you fry your vegetables. But I'm always trying to cut calories here and there, so that's why I go ahead and bake my vegetables and don't fry them, and use the calories in the bechamel sauce.
If you're Italian or just wish you were, my novel, The Love Letter Ghost, is the book for you. The story takes place on Long Island, New York, when Angie suddenly breaks her engagement and her Italian grandfather hatches a scheme to reunite the couple. The pasta hits the fan when his plan backfires, while a mysterious ghost magically writes love letters to Angie. A fun, fast read you won't put down until the identity of the ghost is revealed. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, Kobo, and Apple Books.
Okay, I think we're done, and let's
Okay.
take out the Spanakopita.
It still has 3 minutes.
Oh, it's done.
It's done?
It's
Okay.
done. It's done.
All right, what are those? Here we go. All right.
And now this one's going in.
Okay.
So
Don't want you
it's
to touch.
really hot, so we're
Yeah.
going to have to,
Here, what? Don't touch it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a little plate for the taste testers?
Yeah, I got plates over here,
Great.
but we're not ready for them yet.
So remember, when you're doing it at 400, everyone's ovens are slightly different. Just keep your eye on it. 400, 10 minutes. It might need to go 11, it might need to go 9, but this was right around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And aren't they gorgeous? And they're so yummy. I gotta split one in so you can see how yummy this looks inside. Yum. Okay.
Okay, so well, with Bonnie's help, we made the baklava yesterday. And this is an authentic Greek dessert. It's with the phyllo dough, chopped walnuts, and you layer it. It has a system where you do 10 layers, then you do the filling, then you do 5 layers times 4, and then another 10 layers. And then you make a syrup with honey, water, sugar, and this goes with the nuts, the cinnamon, and lemon. And then you pour it over after it comes out of the oven. And Bonnie cut them in diamond shapes perfectly. I noticed you took the ends off because she just said, I don't like the way the ends look.
No, I had to
They're
taste
cute.
it yesterday to see what it tastes like.
Oh, you did? You
So,
bad girl. But anyway, so now we'll get our taste testers out here. Jan
Bill?
Tashi and Bill Cullen.
And
And go ahead and...
your husband.
Alan, you want to come? You're welcome.
Okay, now let me,
Give them a little bit of the moussaka and a little bit of the Spanakopita.
is that hot? Okay, let me just.
Yeah, go that side. Now, the Spanakopita is a Greek word, and everything, the Greeks have roots for everything, but the root word is spinaci, which means spinach, and the kopita is a pie, so a spinach pie. And that goes way back to the 8th century when I did my research. It's hard to believe that it went back that
If your
far.
oven. That's what it looks like.
So, got a picture that looks great.
Okay, Jan, you want to try that?
This looks wonderful.
So this is Jan Cashy. Come over here, Jan, where they could see you on the, and Bill Cullen,
And Bill, maybe come on over. That side.
Bonnie's husband.
Ah, this is beautiful.
And Jan helped Bonnie go shopping. She was a good assistant. She helped us yesterday chop and
Come.
cook. So what do you think? I'm sure you, both of you have had it many times at Bonnie's house. Good?
This is so good. You know, I think this beats what we had in Greece.
Really? Aw.
Well, we're going to be having it in a couple weeks, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're going back to Greece.
But I think it does beat it.
I wish I was going with them.
Well,
So
we're
we
gonna
hope
say
you
bye.
enjoyed our show. And remember, we'll see you again July 27th. We're going to be at Tavern on the Green with Chef Morris, who's going to be doing our cooking. And we want to thank Bonnie and Bill and Jan for being with us. And at the end of our show, go Hopa! Galanita. Good night.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook.